Hi, good afternoon. How the devil are you? I just wanted to come very quickly and talk about what's happening in my local area with regards to the Pride Progress flag application. And I'm sure it's something happening everywhere. And it's really worth looking at because the councils decided, well, they realised that they had to have permission. It's very odd. It's very odd. It's kind of comes under counselling, advertising. So it's a really weird thing, but they have to apply. And my council and all its other kind of branches. So you've got the actual council, which is the county town. Then you have all towns around, so Calne, Malmesbury, Melksham, all these other sort of little towns have also applied for a month every year for the next 5 years to fly the Pride Progress flag at their public buildings. Now, one of the things they've done to try and dilute this is they've also said, oh, they're going to do Veterans Day and they're going to do this day and that day and the other day. And so actually, I think the British flag, the Union flag, will be reduced to about 9 months. And St George Cross, maybe they'll fly it, but Wiltshire Council is one of the councils that have warned that might make people feel bad flying the flag during the World Cup. But it's nuts. There's something really, really sinister about it all. And my council is one that's trying to eradicate all female-only toilets, according to people I know who work at the council. And of course, my council has Helen Belcher, great big bloke, Helen Belcher. And look, you know my view. My view is if you're a man in a dress, you probably pretty much almost certainly have a fetish. So you're wearing your fetish to work. So that's how I feel about all of these men. It's not personal to any of those men. It's every single last one of them. So maybe it's personal to all. Who knows? So anyway, so this is, let me just tell you the what happened. So there's the application goes in, and then all of the submissions are closed by about the 28th of May, something like that. And I put it on Twitter, and then we had 160 objections, really on the sort of council's equality duties, about causing division and all of those things. I don't need to tell you the ins and outs of why it's a bad idea for a council to fly a political symbol like the Pride Progress flag. It's not just straight women like me who object. There's lesbians, gays, men. You know, there's a wide range of people who object for whatever reason. But for me, it's a very divisive flag, and it flies in the face of, pardon the pun, women's rights, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, so then I'm sort of saying to people, hey, well done, look what we've done, and we'll wait for the decision, whatever. And then it appears in 2 local papers that actually permission's been granted. So this local journalist, democracy journalist or something, he publishes something in 2 newspaper online things like Gazette or something, Wiltshire Gazette, that the council is going to fly these flags. Now I'm thinking, who does he know in the council that said that this is a decision that we're going to make, right? So I'm thinking a little bit dodgy. There's nothing online. So then what I do is I write and say, I'd like to see the reasoning behind this. What was the discussion? I'd like to know how you made this decision and why it isn't on the planning application. And it comes back and it says, we haven't made a decision. And don't know if it says it in the first letter, but I then phone the council and I ask them, what's happened about that? Why isn't it online, etc., etc. And what they say is, I'm just going to try and find it. What they say is that on the 17th of June, there is a public meeting at 3 o'clock at the council where this is going to be discussed, this particular thing. And so I phone again today because it's still not appearing anywhere. There's no record of this being in the meeting. There are other things at the meeting, but this isn't one of them. And again, they confirm that this is being discussed at this meeting, and I give them the reference. And it's still not online, still doesn't say anything. So on the 9th of June, I get a letter. So this is the first day that I say, I'd like some information about this decision. So they say the council has not progressed a report or recommendation on the above cited application. There's nothing to share. The application is likely to be reported to a future area planning committee. You'll be informed ahead of any such meeting. If you've lodged a representation with the council to the application, since no report has advanced, none of the following is open for public sharing at this time. And it says, what consideration, so I also asked what consideration to objections raising the issue, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so it says, instead a future committee report will be set out and the key planning issues are for a case to inform the elected members to make a decision, right? So that was on the 9th. So I applied to go and speak at this meeting and I've heard nothing back from the Democratic Services. They haven't emailed back. And then I sent another email today saying, right, it's not on the agenda. I hope you're keeping up with me because it's probably a bit confusing. So I wrote to the planning committee today and said, right, this plan, this application is not on the agenda for the 17th of June. I've been told by 2 people at the council that it is going to be discussed then, what is going on. And it's not being discussed. I've just got it in writing. They're not discussing it at this council meeting. And don't know whether it's going to be on a future meeting, but it's not at this council meeting. And there is no, there's no sort of list of any detail about when it will be discussed. There's no decision. And the latest they can have the decision is the 2nd of July. So I really feel like there's something a little bit dodgy going on. It just feels a bit kind of, is this how they normally do it? And that might be true. That might be why they normally do it. But I was hoping to do a live stream from that council meeting. So we'll see. We'll see what happens this week because they claim it's not going to be discussed. I feel like I might just go to the meeting anyway to see if they kind of tack it on as any other business type thing. But yeah, I got an email from a councillor today called Stuart Palman, who then replied to me calling me Kelly Jane Keane, even though he's replying to an email with my name spelt correctly. So I put, dear Stu, thanks for your email. Do you have any further information on this application? But yeah, really interesting. So I will keep you updated about just what the hell is going on, but it feels sinister as hell. Anyway, enjoy your evening. I'm going to go and